And now to my final topic. As Africa's tech ecosystem continues to evolve, digital marketing has emerged as a critical tool for scaling startups across the continent. Industry experts highlight several key strategies that have proven effective in Africa's unique market environment, where digital transformation and the adoption of new technologies are rapidly changing the landscape. Well, for more on this, I'm now being joined by a digital marketing expert and tech community leader, Peace Itimi. Peace Itimi, thank you so much for joining me on Channel's Business Global today. You are a digital marketing expert, so you're the best person that we can speak to on this topic. What role do you believe digital marketing plays in driving innovation within Africa's tech sector?
Oh my, thank you so much, Juliana, for having me. This is a subject I'm very excited about. I can talk about it all day, but I wouldn't do that. I will share a few points. I think digital marketing plays a very vital role in driving innovation in African tech sector by enhancing visibility, customer engagement, but also market insights. I'll break it down. The first one is just market reach, right? Digital marketing really allows tech companies to reach a wider audience across multiple states, across multiple countries from one channel, right? I can post something very easily on Twitter, on internet, on my website, and anybody anywhere can get access to my product and services. And so that wider reach that you wouldn't just get if you're only advertising in one specific place on one billboard is one way that digital marketing really helps drive innovation in African tech. It's also more cost effective because if you think about the amount of people you can reach online from just one channel, from your laptop in one place in the world, compared to having to do a lot of maybe billboard adverts or lamppost advert or just traditional advertising across multiple locations, multiple cities, digital market is much more cost effective. So you find a lot of African tech startups who are leveraging digital and going online to enhance their visibility because it will cost them 90% less versus trying to do traditional advertising. I also think that it's also digital data-driven insight. There's a lot of real-time data and instant feedback that you can get from your customers and your marketing campaigns that you can take and use immediately to actually improve your product, improve your services, even improve the marketing campaigns as well. So I think those are the biggest things, right? Data-driven feedback and instantaneous feedback from your customers. The fact that it's more cost effective and a lot of startups, especially when they're very early, need cost effective channels to be able to reach their target audience and actually build their product as they grow. And then just the market reach, there's almost no limit. You can build a global product from Lagos. You can build a global product from Kano. You can build a global product from London that is actually serving Africans. It's like the world is at your fingertips with digital marketing.
Thank you so much for those tips. Really insightful. And, for you, that sounds really, really easy. But I'm sure for many of our viewers who are watching, it is so difficult, especially because you go on to Instagram or X or any of these platforms now, you are totally saturated with content. I think I was flipping through one of them just a few hours ago, and now they've got these AI models, reading scripts, which is good. But then how do you stand out when everybody seems to be doing the same thing? Because that appears to be some of the headwinds that a lot of tech startup founders are facing in Nigeria at the moment. As in, I've got a great idea, a really great product. The only thing is everybody's doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, you're very right. Standing out in a very crowded market, very saturated, can be very difficult. But I think that's the beauty of storytelling and power storytelling. One of the things that I do is I run a platform called Founders Connect, where I tell stories of African founders and innovators. And the goal of it is to give founders the opportunity to tell their stories organically and from a very real, authentic place. No matter how saturated the market is, when somebody comes across a content that is a powerful story, they actually sit and watch and pay attention, right? You might not be able to reach 1 million users at a time, but the 10, 50, 100 people who then see that piece of content, I was captivated by the story, that actually resonates with them and actually sticks. And they are the people who then come to your website, use your product, and they refer other people. And that storytelling actually compounds. And that's what founders need to be able to pay attention and say, okay, I'm not trying to reach all 1 million, 2 million users at the same time. I want to find my target audience. I want to create and tell powerful stories that gets to the first 5% and 10%. And then I want to delight them with fantastic products so that when they see the stories, this is great. I'm on Founders Connect, or I wrote this blog article, or I made this video. Yes, they really loved it. They come to my website, they download my product, download my app. they then realize that they get value from it, because that's another place, is wanting to do the marketing and to actually stand out. But when you actually acquire the customers, how do you ensure that the value that you promised them in the story, that they get it? When you do that, like powerful product-led marketing, then they stick. Then they do go back and tell more stories for you. So it's like a ripple effect of saying, I want to make sure that I'm telling powerful stories for the first 10, and then I have really great products, right? You can't, marketing is fantastic. You can market a very shitty product, right? Product that doesn't really do really well, and you still get customers, but they won't stay. But then if you actually layer good marketing with good product, they will stay and they refer other people. And that's what exponential growth actually looks like. So that's usually my biggest hack, right? First, tell stories, right? Tell really powerful, organic, authentic stories. People connect with, this is actually the problem that I'm trying to solve, and this is why we're solving it. This is our unique approach to why we're solving it. And do that storytelling for a niche part of your target audience. And then ensure that the product that they interface with actually works and delivers. When you layer those two things together, you begin to see like a ripple effect, where they begin to refer other people. You're telling more stories, you're layering up, and eventually you're adding more things like influencer marketing, community marketing, content marketing. All of those things begin to work better because those two foundational things are actually there.
Gosh, some really wonderful advice from you there. I was definitely taking notes in my head, and you're right, absolutely customer-centric, community-centric,
Yes,
and
community-centric.
focusing on those socio dynamics. Very, very important. We're running out of time, P. So I've got to ask how the tech world is doing. Of course, you've got your Founders Connect platform, so you engage with them regularly. So interesting, during the pandemic, so much focus on last mile logistics and all of these tech startups, telehealth. But then I don't know if it's because this year is the year where most of the world is going to the polls, that we've shifted away slightly from private sector talk to political talk. But of course, the private sector and tech founders are still having to succeed. How are they doing at the moment? Especially in Nigeria, of course, the environment is not so attractive at the moment. Talk to me about how the scene is thriving, and perhaps some tips on how they can continue battling some of the headwinds.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I did a TED talk recently, and one of the things that I said in that TED talk, and it's on the TED channel, was that Africans are still building, right? Yes, there's a lot of challenges. Yes, there's lack to a lot of access to capital, like people in Silicon Valley, but they are builders. And that's the key thing that I actually want people to take away when watching this, that a lot of people are still building. There's an abundance of problems with, and thankfully, there are lots of people who are taking up the say, I want to solve those problems. They're building in fintech, they're building in health tech, they're building in food, right? So companies like Chowdeck and Food Court are doing fantastic in food. They're doing in agri-tech as well. TriRecruit is one of the fastest growing company in Africa. There are a lot of people who are building regardless of the challenges that they're facing. So that's the very one key thing to actually take away, that, yeah, people are actually building. But two is the fact that we still need a lot of access to capital. So I can say like the very, inspirational stuff of a building, but it's really also, we need more access to capital. We need more infrastructure as well. And so you see founders who are finding it difficult to say, hey, yes, I have a great idea, I have a great product, but how do I raise money to get it to the next level as well? There's also infrastructural challenges that is restricting how fast I can actually scale from one market to another, or to release multiple products as well. And I think that's something that, the world can pay attention to, Nigeria can pay attention to, and say, hey, how can we create more access to capital from government, whether it's grants, whether it's pitching competitions, whether it's events, networking sessions that give a lot of startup founders who are already solving these hard problems more opportunities to say, this is the right person you should meet that can actually help you grow your business. This is the right person you can meet that can actually help you figure out the infrastructure or technological challenges that you're actually facing as well. And founders themselves, I think for me, you need to keep building. But you also need to do the work. It's not just saying, hey, I need access to capital, so let me wait for someone to give me, or regulation has to be in my favor. It's also, what can we do, and how do we go out there? How do we tell more of our stories? How do we make sure that we're building fantastic products? So when there's actually capital to be deployed, my product becomes one of the first ones that people look forward to, because they know, oh, this founder has been bootstrapping. They've been doing the hard work for 2 years. Now, when you give them $1 million, they're able to scale 10x. You also have to be ready, and you have to go out and look for that help that we're looking for as well.
Gosh, Peace, your optimism is palpable and
Thank you.
really great way to end the show. Thank you for all of those insights there. Peace and Timmy, who is a digital marketing expert and founder of the Founders Connect platform. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much, Yella. It was nice speaking with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Peace.